Does boxing need Ryan Garcia? Obviously, you guys know everything that's going on with Ryan Garcia. Received a 1-year ban and suspension by the New York Athletic Commission for popping for Osterine. So no Ryan Garcia for a year, and a lot of boxing media, boxing fans aren't happy about it. They think that Ryan didn't deserve to be banned. Let's get into it a little bit. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of this whole scenario, whether or not you guys think it was just for Ryan Garcia to get 1 year suspended. Some people really think that Ryan Garcia should have gotten no suspension, and some people think he should have gotten a lifetime ban. And I think that it's a complicated situation because obviously within the sport of boxing, we need stars. You know, without stars, we don't have ratings. Without ratings, we don't get new fans to grow the sport. And I'm not saying that just because you're a star doesn't make cheating okay. That doesn't mean it's okay. But even before this cheating incident took place, Ryan Garcia was putting boxing in a really good position. And a lot of people are on Devin Haney's case right now because he hasn't been so open to that rematch. He's really fighting for that, you know, the overturning of his loss, and he got it. You know, he didn't get the disqualification win that he was asking for, but he definitely got the loss overturned, and now he has his O back. So now he's technically an undefeated fighter again. But it's a tricky line because we all saw it, and now that kind of inevitably and naturally impacts all of us fans because we saw it happen. We saw what happened to Devin Haney. So in our minds, we think that the rematch would definitely play out the same way. But there is a level of, you know, unknown that comes with Ryan Garcia testing positive for Osterine. We don't know to what extent that it impacted his performance. So the only thing that we do know, because honestly, for both sides, you know, whether or not you think that Ryan Garcia should be banned or not, these are the facts that we don't know what it would have happened if he didn't test positive, if the outcome would have been the same, and we don't know that it would be different. That's the thing. We don't know either side. We would have to see it in a rematch. And the truth is that the boxing community and the world of sports in general is a very toxic place. And not only is it toxic, but it's a very, you know, you gotta show me kind of world. So for Devin Haney, he's gonna be put in a position where he has to take the rematch. As long as he's in the sport of boxing and Ryan Garcia comes back from that suspension, Devin Haney's gonna have nowhere to go but to go for that rematch. He's never gonna hear the end of it, and that's just the truth. That's the truth about the sport of boxing, that they're gonna hunt you down. It's like the mob. Like, we're not gonna be satisfied until we actually see him fight Ryan Garcia again. And the big risk in that is that if Devin Haney fights Ryan Garcia in a rematch and the outcome is the same and Ryan Garcia tests negative for any PEDs, he's clean, then it looks really bad on Devin's part. It's gonna look like, wow, the first fight probably wasn't even impacted by the PEDs, and everyone's a doctor now. Everybody thinks, you know, a billionth of a gram is nothing, this and that. We're not doctors. We don't know what would have, you know, impacted him and what wouldn't have, because no matter what, there are rules for a reason. You know, it wouldn't have been illegal to do if it was, you know, if it was allowed. That's just how rules work. This is the reason why we have rules in the sport of boxing. And I like Ryan. I was sad to hear that he's dealing with a 1 year suspension, but you can't break the rules. The rules can't be lifted for anybody, no matter how popular you are. And I understand that Ryan Garcia is a popular fighter. He's one of my favorite fighters to watch. I think Tank, Terrence Crawford, Boots Ennis, and Ryan Garcia's up there as well. You know, maybe he's not the best boxer in the world, but man, can he fight. That's what's interesting about Ryan Garcia. There aren't too many polarizing stars in the sport of boxing that can not only draw fans from outside of the sport, but can also back it up in their performances. And Ryan Garcia puts on exciting performances. That's why I think boxing is going to take a hit with having Ryan Garcia out for a year, but it is what it is. There can't be any exceptions for it. I'm just saying that boxing is in a position where we need superstars, guys like Ryan Garcia, and exclude the cheating, remove that, and you have a recipe for bringing a lot of new fans to the sport of boxing. And I think in that aspect, Ryan Garcia is good. I'm not saying it's cool to talk about God and then start cursing on stage. I'm not saying it's cool to talk about sleeping with somebody's wife, but when it comes to promoting a fight, Ryan Garcia knows what he's doing, and when it comes to turning on that switch and performing in the ring, Ryan Garcia knows how to do it. So it's a very difficult thing for fans to navigate. Even me, you know, I have a hard time navigating it because I'm like, man, Ryan Garcia is exciting, but there's no room in the sport for cheating. You know, I want to see him fight again, but you know, cheating is cheating. So no matter what, I think that the rematch has to go down. And let's talk a little bit about what would happen in that rematch. Now I want to rewind a little bit to fight week because it was in New York. I'm from Jersey, so I obviously had to check it out for myself. And when I went to the weigh-ins, I noticed, and I went to the open workouts, I went to the press conference and the weigh-ins, so I was there the whole week up until fight night. So I saw all the lead up. I got to see Devin Haney and the transformation with the weight cut, and I couldn't help but notice that Devin did look drained making 140. And a lot of people, you know, talked about the controversy of Ryan Garcia not making weight, coming in 3 pounds over. And you know, I had asked a lot of people in the media, what do you think? What do you think about Ryan? And everybody was saying, you know, 3 pounds shouldn't make a difference. And then I was like, yeah, in my brain I was like, okay, but in my brain I was saying 3 pounds wouldn't make a difference if Devin Haney made that weight in a healthy manner. The 3 pounds wouldn't have mattered if Devin Haney had a healthy weight cut, but he didn't, you know. And it was clear to me when I saw him up close. He looked cheek sucked in and very drained. So I was like, yeah, this 3 pounds wouldn't matter for any other 140 pounder, but for Devin, he's a big 140 pounder, so it definitely played a role. And a lot of people like to say that it's his fault because he's a weight bully, and because he's a weight bully, he has to deal with those kind of things. You know, he had to deal with Ryan Garcia being 3 pounds over and having to go through it, because that's one of the things that's karma, because you've been a weight bully. But the truth of the matter is that being a weight bully doesn't break the rules of boxing. That's the thing. If Devin Haney can make 140, he can make 140. Now, I don't know all the logistics of the rehydration. They're saying that you can't rehydrate over a certain percentage. That's news to me, because a lot of fighters don't get weighed in, you know, through the rehydration process. They weigh in and sometimes they just gain whatever they want, no matter how little or how much it is. So I think this is something that, you know, people aren't happy with, and I'm not saying it's not an issue. I definitely think it's an issue in the sport of boxing where guys that are too big for the weight division are cutting so much weight and kind of gaining an advantage. But at the same time, are they really gaining an advantage? Because, you know, they're also feeling very drained and they only have, you know, so much time to recover, a little bit more than 24 hours to recover and rehydrate the way that they want to before the fight, before they perform. So, and it's on a big stage, all that adrenaline. So it's not so simple to the little things. So for me, I don't think, and I'm pretty sure that rematch won't happen at 140. I know for a fact that it's probably not. So if they go to 47 and fight, I'm curious to see how Devin's power translates. I mean, he landed one good shot on Ryan Garcia that I really noticed. I think it was in the 3rd round, kind of landed a leaping left hook that caught Ryan Garcia clean and kind of made him stumble a little bit. But other than that, it was all Ryan Garcia. You know, every devastating shot that Ryan Garcia threw you could clearly see the impact that it had on Devin. You know, Devin never really recovered throughout that entire fight, was pretty shook when he got cracked with that left hook in the 1st round. So Ryan Garcia gained his respect early, and I think in a rematch, it's hard for me to believe, and this is just me, this is just my instinct. I told you guys before, like, we're not gonna know how much the Austrian impacted the performance itself, but for me, Ryan Garcia always had speed in that left hook. I just think that Devin got timed. That's just my opinion. You know, maybe the Austrian had an impact, but in my opinion personally, I think that Devin just got timed with that left hook, and it's because of that little space that he leaves when he throws the jab, and it's something that he could fix. And if he finds a way to negate that left hook and make the tweaks, I think that he could very well win a rematch. That's just how I feel. But there's always going to be that threat. You know, he's going to have to do it for 12 rounds, and I'm not sure that he can stay away from that Ryan Garcia left hook for 12 rounds. But it's interesting to see, you know, the whole boxing world kind of turning on Devin Haney. I don't think he deserves it. I think that Devin's going through a lot right now. I think in his brain himself, he knows that he he inevitably, you know, and clearly took a beating in that fight, Austrian or not, and he has to recover from it because it is traumatizing. So, you know, I respect Devin Haney. I think that the boxing community needs to go a little bit easier on him, and I like Devin. I've got to interview him a few times, like I've said before, but you know, I think that boxing's a sport where you have to get your revenge in the ring. So I think Devin's going to have to get to that point where he, you know, recoups and goes back to the drawing board, fixes his mistakes, and then, you know, rack up a few wins, get his confidence back, and then fight Ryan when Ryan comes off that suspension. Maybe not immediately, but, you know, a year or so after that. That should be when the rematch takes place between Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about, you know, Ryan Garcia getting suspended, Devin Haney. Some people think that Devin Haney's, you know, the softest fighter in the sport of boxing. I think, you know, you can't hate on him because Devin's just doing, you know, what's best for his career. So, you know, he's gonna try to protect his image, and obviously, you know, cheating shouldn't be allowed. So a positive test is a positive test. But I wish the best to both fighters. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about this scenario. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. That's going to do it for another Naz Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.